Assalamualaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness. There is no God but Allah, who came to us in the persons of Master Farrakhan Muhammad. And I bear witness, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed thine exalted Christ. And I furthermore indeed bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our big brother, warner, friend, leader, teacher, and guide. I greet you in the nation greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of Brother Albert Muhammad and the Let Us Make Man family, as always, family, we continuously thank you for your support. We thank you for taking a few moments of your time to watch the videos, read our posts, support our cause, our efforts in the plight of the Black community. We can never thank you enough. Before I get started, family, let me say this. If you're listening to this session right now, I humbly ask that as soon as this session is done, if you can record it, record it. I'm overconfident this might be the last session that Facebook allow us to do. We are taught to rise above emotions and to the thinking of God. So I beg your pardon from Jump Street. If in the middle or at the beginning or at the very end of this particular session, I sense to show emotions, frustration, whatever you sense out of it, just know for a surety, I stand on firm ground. I want to make that clear. This evening, I come to you to openly say, I am Farrakhan. I am Farrakhan. I am Farrakhan. Once I'm done, you're going to understand what we're talking about. Based on actions of social media outlets, Facebook and their sister company, Instagram, decided to make a move and abandon the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan with the likes of others. Right? This is a move that, according to them, was strategically planned. Let me share something with you for a moment, family. Bear with me for one moment. I want to share some words with you from the Christ, the Jesus that we all were taught about, whether you grew up in the Nation of Islam or you grew up in the church, right? In the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 15 to 42, there's a reason why I'm going here. Jesus taught his disciples about the persecutions to come after him. He told them what they had to endure, or what they were going to endure. This was prophesied. So Jesus prepared his disciples for what they were about to go through. Jesus said he was the one sending them. He acknowledged openly that he was sending them into a dangerous world. They would be defenseless as sheep among a pack of wolves. He advised them to be as wise as serpents, cautious as not to fall into traps, avoid trouble, right? They were to be harmless as doves. This is what Jesus was explaining to his disciples before his departure. Bringing no harm to anyone and wishing no harm upon anyone, that they remain blameless. Jesus prophesied of their suffering. He told them to be cautious of men who can be evil and deceptive for the purpose of delivering them over to authorities. Disciples would be persecuted. This is what Jesus of the Bible, Matthew 10, 15:42. This is what Jesus explained to the disciples. The reason why I say I can't speak for nobody else. I am Farrakhan. Because what you do to Farrakhan, you got to do it to me. This is how I feel. It's not arrogance. It's not cockiness. See, Jesus warned the disciples, if you teach what he's teaching, then you'll surely be persecuted. But if you're not teaching what Jesus taught, then you ain't got no problems. Right? This is why I say I am Farrakhan. Because I made my word bond, and my bond is life. And if my bond should fail, then I'm willing to give my life to stand firm on the rock. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Facebook, we all love it. We all utilize it. It's going to be difficult, right, for us to depart from it. But they're not going to mess with you as long as you stay in your lane. But if you step outside your lane and you start teaching like Farrakhan teach, then it won't be long before they ban you too. I pray, Allah, that I say something tonight that will cause them to shut it down. And if they don't do it tonight, they have to do it eventually. They have to do it eventually. We stand on truths and truth alone. They charge Jesus with sedition, Jesus the Christ, right? According to the Bible, the Jews did it. The Jews charged Jesus with sedition. What is sedition? It's conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against authority / rebel rouser. See, when Jesus went to teach the truth, they charged Jesus with sedition, right? Because what Jesus was teaching was shaking up the government, putting fear in the government. They said Farrakhan is a dangerous man. I agree 1,000%. Well, what do you mean, brother? Why do you agree with when they say Farrakhan is a dangerous man? See, when you start exercising power, making the blind see, the deaf hear, and the dumb speak, you become dangerous to a wicked government within a wicked society. Farrakhan makes the blind see, the deaf hear, the dumb speak. This is why they label Farrakhan a dangerous man. See? They wouldn't label him a dangerous man if he wasn't teaching what Jesus the Christ of 2,000 years ago was teaching, who was far before his time. This is why Jesus of the old said, I must go so the comforter would come. Well, if Jesus was the last, if Prophet Muhammad was the last, then why would we need a comforter? See, this government, as you can see, in the country of Venezuela, turmoil and chaos. Why? Because of the wickedness and the greed and the starvation for power. They ruin worlds. So if you have a voice that can wake the dead up. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me show you something. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan paid homage and honor to our slain brother in California, Nipsey Hussle. Do you remember that? Wasn't long ago. Right after that, they make their move. This is chess now. Why did they move so quick? Let me show you something, man. It was said when Farrakhan got to LA, the Crips and all the gangsters that was present paid homage to Farrakhan. And they said, Farrakhan, because you love us so much, we're going to get it right. That's not what the government want. He has become more dangerous than they ever thought. They thought Farrakhan was old and crepit. They thought Farrakhan was done. They thought nobody was listening to Farrakhan. But when it hit the airwaves and he spoke at our brother's funeral and touched the heart of black men, women, and children all over America, Facebook and the Zionist Jews took action. When they plan, Allah indeed is the best of planners. I will give my life freely if Mark Zuckerberg, the president of Facebook, can prove that Farrakhan is a dangerous man outside of freedom, justice, and equality. I challenge him to prove what he said. Not that we worried about him putting Farrakhan back on Facebook. To hell with Facebook. We're over 22 million strong. We spend over $1 trillion a year in corporate America. So just imagine when you do the math, what we have at the end of the rainbow. Huh? I challenge Mark Zuckerberg, a Jew. See? The president of Facebook is a Jew. Huh? He fought or stuck it out as long as he could before his commandants, the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL. See, these crackers went bold not too long ago, threatening the Nation of Islam, threatening the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that they would do what? Cause persecution. Like the Jesus forewarned the disciples. Prophet Muhammad warned the Sahabas. As a matter of fact, after the death of Prophet Muhammad, not one of the Sahabas lived long enough to teach what Prophet Muhammad taught because they were slain, murdered by envious men and women. Huh? This Jew, this wicked Jew, and I'm not talking about just Mark Zuckerberg. Here's a few white boys who were in college and came up with a way to communicate with each other. And they created what we call Facebook, social media. What is social? Social is to advocate a society, men, or groups of men for one common cause, right? If America is a place where you are allowed to exercise freedom of speech, who got the right to determine how far you can go with your freedom of speech? See? The power of Farrakhan is so unbearable right now with these crackers in America. The powers to be, right? That they thought by banning Farrakhan from Facebook and Instagram that it would cause damage, but it was a reverse. It actually worked out for the better. Because the only thing it did, it brought out their wicked president. Donald Trump spoke a few days ago in disagreement with the banning of these individuals, saying that social media companies have too much power. Like the man or not, this is why he's not liked. Has a different view and opinion. Huh? See, some of his buddies was caught up in this. So quite naturally, he's going to speak up. But Donald Trump respects Farrakhan. You could take it a letter alone. Believe what you want. Trump respects Farrakhan. Why? Because Farrakhan is a respectful man. We're taught to respect those in authority among us and non-believers in authority over us as long as it does not conflict with our religion. See? Now, as this thing jumped off, we waited here on the Let Us Make Man program before we decided to give our take on it. And we studied the response of some of the people that say they with Farrakhan, right? For some apparent reason, some of us have a tendency of trying to navigate to indirectly justify what this cracker do. But they try to manipulate and use the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. If you are a registered believer in the Nation of Islam, and you were at the believers meeting Wednesday, and you heard the minister directly, there's nothing I need to say. Because you heard the instructions that was given. See? Some of the Sahabas turned on the prophet. Some of the disciples turned on Jesus out of fear and intimidation. See? These Jews, the Anti-Defamation League, which is an organization that claims it represents a body from the civil rights committee or community, right? This is something that Dr. King and his team fought for. The Bill of Rights, the civil rights. So this conniving, slick Jew came behind Dr. King, established the Anti-Defamation League and the JDL, the Jewish Defense League, right? And they tied it in with the civil rights movement so that they can grant and receive grants and all sorts of perks from the government as they promote the rights for their people, the Jews in America. If they were a body or concerned group for civil rights, then they would be like some of the blacks in leadership, who every time they run for office, they gotta include white people. See? They don't just say directly as the Jews or any other, the Irish, the Polish, any other one of these people, they're directly for themselves or their people. So they hijack the civil rights movement. And they have a 502 stats, nonprofit organization, the ADL, under the Civil Rights Act, something that was fought for and Dr. King died for. Medgar Evers died for. Denmark Vesey died for. Marcus Garvey died for. Nanny of the Maroons died for. Nat Turner died for. Elijah Muhammad died for. Malcolm X died for. Dr. Khalid died for. Farrakhan willing to die for. These crackers come in. They utilize and benefit. Then they run you and I in the ground. They were the biggest slave merchants in American history, the Jews. They were the ones that orchestrated the bloodshed that our ancestors suffered from under slavery here in America. And if you think I'm lying, goddammit, check the records. We're taught to speak based on actual facts. These are actual facts. How these Jews orchestrated what our ancestors suffered in the South and in the North during slavery, and how they profit off the cotton pickers and the tobacco pickers. How would I know this? Long before I joined the Nation of Islam, as a young boy, I had to go to the South and pick tobacco. So I learned from the elders what was going on before I was even brought into existence. This was long before I even joined the Nation of Islam. In my youth, I had the experience hand-to-hand combat, picking back, as they say it in the South. The Jews profited off of that. The Jews profited off the cotton. The Jews is the one, the Anti-Defamation League, the JDL, that caused and pushed Facebook and Instagram, which is Facebook and Instagram is one family, to basically ban the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and claim or charge him with being a dangerous man. And he is a dangerous man. He's God man on deck, the Christ. And anytime you stand on your square and speak truth, regardless to the circumstance, you become a dangerous man. People are not going to like you. People will be intimidated by you. People don't want to be around you. When they see you coming, they get nervous and shook up because they know you standing on the square of truth. How do I know this? I'm talking from firsthand experience. I deal with it all the time. Consider as a rebel rouser, troublemaker, shit starter. Why? Because I'm striving to stand on truth. And when you standing on truth, you're going to be persecuted. If you standing with Farrakhan, you're going to be persecuted. Huh? They're going to try you in your belief system. Huh? They're going to see if you really with Farrakhan. Some of us are worried about losing a goddamn Facebook page, an Instagram page. Some of us is panicking. I talked to some people indirectly to see where they heart at. They wanted to justify these crackers against our man on deck. Got the audacity to tell me, Assalamu alaikum. I disagree with that. That's hypocrisy. Huh? How in the hell you tell me the month of Ramadan is coming? Huh? The month of Ramadan is coming right here in a few weeks. And you're asking me, brother, are you fasting? Are you kidding me? Let's deal with some history, right? What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, glory be to God, say to the believers when they were at war during the month of Ramadan? Go back and check for all you historians. How could you fast wholeheartedly? We at war, man. Oh, well, brother, are you saying not to fast? I'm not telling you a damn thing. You do what you please, but don't ask me, am I fasting? I'm at war to fight and die for my leader, my teacher, my God, my nation, the nation of Islam. So I'm going to always be at war until we receive the freedom, justice, and equality that God has given us. Huh? I'm not no goddamn hypocrite. I'm not fasting because you fasting. I'm fasting if Allah permits me to fast. We're in war right now, and in wartime, there's prescriptions for the believers. And if you don't think that we at war, then you ain't with Farrakhan. I am Farrakhan. I'm not with Farrakhan. I am Farrakhan. Huh? This ain't no game, man. This ain't no game. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, not long ago, just told us. He said, don't think that just because they're coming for him, that means, or they're not coming for you and I as well. So, if you want to be on Facebook, Instagram, and continue to share, Allahu Akbar, I'm going to force them to kick my ass off Facebook. I don't give a damn about it. Huh? It's 196,940,000 square miles of useful land that is used every day by the total population of the planet Earth. Why would I worry about one square? The messenger teaches us there's a wide open field awaiting the believer to work out in. Why would I be stressing about one square? The only reason why we use Facebook is to capitalize off of social media to push Mr. Muhammad's program. That's why we here. There's sites we have. We can contact family members, but that don't mean a damn thing to me as well. See, I'm rooted and booted in this here, man. See, you have to understand the kind of cracker that you're dealing with. Am I upset? Not by a long shot. I thank Allah for Minister Farrakhan and his guidance. See, because they thought, meaning the Jews, that Farrakhan was old news years ago. Right? Do you remember when the minister used to always be in the media and they found out, well, they can't castrate him that way, because if you try and castrate him that way, then what happens is you give him more popularity. So they took him out of the media, right? And when they took him out of the media, stopped mentioning his name, things to them simmered down. When they plan, Allah indeed is the best of planners. So to prove who he was, not just this once, but to prove who he was, what did he do? In New York City, he was in a lecture and he said it slipped. He accidentally said, I'm calling for 1 million black men to DC. That wasn't Louis Farrakhan talking. That was God talking. This is why it slipped out as he stated. He never meant to say it. But after it got out, he had to roll with it, run with it. And we, therefore I, and MGT of the Nation of Islam got behind our leader, put boots on the ground for a whole year, pushing the Million Man March. And when we got to DC, as Allah's my witness, I've never seen heaven until I got to DC. I was literally in heaven. Felt no pain, no threats. I was in heaven. Huh? They said it was 100,000. Then they said it was 200,000. Then they said it was 300,000. But it happened to be over 1 million strong. Black men standing strong together. No drinking, no smoking, no fighting, no cussing, no sex in the park. None of that foolishness. They all was ready to hear from the man of God, Farrakhan. Shook the crackers up again. Shook the crackers up again. What did they do? They had to counter the Million Man March. They went straight to work. During the all men's meeting, if you go back, guns and drugs wasn't that easy to get. It was there. Right? They started putting more guns, more drugs, took away the positive rap, gave you gangster rap, and you went for it. Stripped your black women down in the videos, butt ass naked, chest hanging out and all, crotch hanging out and all. They were working on Farrakhan's movement. You got the audacity to ask us what happened to the Million Man March. What happened to your ass during the Million Man March? We was on deck, man. So my brother said, frontline soldiers. I was on deck for sure. I know I was on deck soldiering for Mr. Muhammad with a handful of final call newspapers in D.C. I didn't even leave the city without the papers. Left a brand new car parked on the side of the street and jumped on the bus with my brothers. My brother can bear me witness, man. See? That there shook them crackers up again. And so they went to work on the minds of black men and black women. They gave them more drugs. They gave them gangster rap. And you went for it. So you went from positive rap, Kumo D, Grandmaster Flash, and individuals like that, the Funky 4 plus one more, to niggas with an attitude. And all of a sudden it just went berserk. Now you got these little disrespectful Negroes, call themselves rap artists, can't even speak straight in a one-on-one conversation. I'm showing you how these crackers went to work. See? And so the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan kept on working. Even though he came at us, kept on working. His love for black men and women kept the minister going. you started seeing the ministers showing up on radio stations, right? All across America, sitting down with your favorite radio, however you want to term these people, the favorite people you like to listen to. You see Farrakhan, Brother Ismail Muhammad, sitting with these people, Dr. Wesley Muhammad. You see the nation still moving. We're taking all kinds of assaults from the left to the right. But you see the FOI, the nation still moving. And these crackers can't figure out. So now they say we'll ban Farrakhan. He's a dangerous man. He's a hate preacher. He teach hate. Right? I've been in the Nation of Islam over 20 years. There has never been one scene that I've been on and never heard one lecture. I never heard one lecture from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan where he had given us instructions to do harm to anybody. I've never heard it. So how come they can't prove this so-called hate teaching that they charged the minister with? See? They can't prove he's a hate teacher. They hate the reality of the truth that he brings. He said Judaism is a gutter religion. God damn it, Judaism is a gutter religion. Enough said. I'll be damned if I try to explain it and waste my time. He said Hitler was pardon me, family. Hitler was a brilliant man. Right? Hitler was a brilliant man. Enough said. See? He called the synagogue of Satan their houses of worship. He said it's a synagogue of Satan. God damn it, it's a synagogue of Satan. Enough said. Enough of trying to explain what the minister said. God damn it, let him deal with it. Let him swallow it. Let him choke off the truth. Let him die off the truth. See? I can explain every phrase, everything I said. I refuse to do that. I refuse to do that. I refuse to try to buckle down and sit with our enemy who's constantly attacking our man, our nation, and everything that we do to destroy us, because they know that we are the light to our people, the Nation of Islam. You seen me post just yesterday a post of me and my beautiful wife. And in the post it says, "We are Farrakhan." See, I wouldn't have been able to post that or have a wife like the one I got if not for Farrakhan, God damn it. What kind of man would I be if I tried to take the glory and the claim all of my own, when I know if not for Louis Farrakhan, I wouldn't have been blessed with the kind of wife that I got. I'm thankful and grateful for the wife that I got, and would rather die for my wife with hands down. God damn it, I don't even got to go that. I don't even have to go that route with you. But I'm trying to make a point. I didn't take the picture and put it up just to say, don't we look nice? She has on her yellow. I have my FOIs. No, God damn it. That's not why I did it. I wanted you to know that it's because of Louis Farrakhan that I'm able to hold that kind of woman down, man. Don't come in the Nation of Islam playing no goddamn games. On either side. Get in where you fit in. I wouldn't be able to stand here and share a few words of wisdom with you if not for the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I never met Minister Farrakhan. I never even stood one or close up with the minister. I don't need all of that, man. I'm good where I'm at. He gives us enough of Jews. He gives us enough material to keep me spiritually motivated. So I'm good where I'm at. I don't have to be cheesing in the minister's face. I pray Allah that I become one of the warriors, one of the soldiers that is able to help the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan keep the Nation of Islam alive. That's what I'm about, man. I don't give a damn about being seen among men. I never told you I was your minister or no captain or no lieutenant. I'm just your little brother, man. That's it. I'm striving like you on a day-to-day basis to stand firm in my position. Striving to be a Muslim. That's it. Not trying to be anything other than that. I am Farrakhan, man. As long as I live, I am Farrakhan. See? Walk the shoes of the Christ, man. Walk in the shoes of the Christ. Endure what the minister endured if we can. So Rough Ride, striving to endure what the minister endured. I wanted to begin this because I expect those crackers from Facebook to come at us and shut us down permanently this time. Doesn't matter to me, man. Work time force equal distance. See, the work is in the field, man. We had a beautiful event yesterday here in Akron among our people, a family event. We went to support our people. And it's always a good thing when you're mingling among your people. But as a soldier, all general orders in effect, man. All general orders in effect. No matter where you go or who you're around. You're FOI, MGT. All general orders in effect. You're taught that at the foundation. And so I strive to make sure I adhere to my instructions. No matter where I'm at. See? These crackers want you to believe that they put the minister in with the likes of Alex Jones and a few other people. None of these people measure up to the likes of Farrakhan. Why? These are just common people, common men and women like you and I. Minister Farrakhan is not a common man. He is the Christ. He is the Jesus of the day. That's what separates him from Alex Jones and anybody else they put on that goddamn list. See, you can't compare them with the Jesus, with the Christ. You can't do that. It just doesn't go together. This is how deceptive and deceiving these crackers is. They want to justify what they do because they have to follow, quote unquote, guidelines by the FCC. Right? Basically, we're over 2 million strong. As I stated earlier, we spend over $1 trillion a year. Why should we even be worried about it? Huh? Think about what I'm saying. Zuckerberg and all those other fellas that helped him put Facebook together. You remember MySpace? How many remember MySpace? See, MySpace was one of the first. Tag, remember? Black Planet. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All these other social media sites. Then why can't we create our own social media site? This is the light now, man. This is the hour, the time for us to stand up and separate from this beast and establish our own social media sites. Stop being lazy and looking for excuses. We have brilliant black men and women that's on Facebook on a day-to-day basis, that have the ability, the smarts, the know-how, the intelligence to help and create our own social media sites, not one, sites that we can open up and communicate with each other without the input of some crackers that got a problem with our man on deck. You label him a dangerous man, but you can't even explain what you're talking about. You say he teach hate, but you can't prove that. You have your own people. There are Jewish people that dispute these claims. There are Jewish people that back and support Minister Farrakhan. There are Jewish people right here in America that don't believe that foolishness. They know better because they know the underhanding and the undermining and the schemes of the people that sits at the top in the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, and the JDL, the Jewish Defense League. See, there are people that's at the top that know what's going on. And they know how those people that's sitting on the top of these organizations are sucking the blood out of the ignorant Jews that don't know no better. See, you heard the Jew at Savior's Day came out. You saw when the minister read the plaque that the Jews gave him. They called him the Messiah. That shook and pissed them Jews off in the ADL. And they went berserk. We got to stop Farrakhan. But guess what? You will never stop Farrakhan. I am Farrakhan. And as long as I live, and those of us who feel the same way live, you will never stop Farrakhan. Wherever you may have had the chance, you lost it. You lost it. Because nowadays, there's not one Farrakhan you're dealing with. You're dealing with over 22 million Farrakhans in America. There's Farrakhans you can see, and there's some that you can't see that exist, that love the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Every knock is a boost. So by you banning the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the only thing that you did in reality is actually boost this thing up now. You gave us and all of those that's listening the Jews that we need to move forward in our efforts to separate from you. See? And establish our own and do for self, as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us in that great book, The Message to the Black Man. Do for self. So we're in that hour now where it's time for us to do for self. It's time for us to separate. So as time progresses, we'll see who's with Farrakhan and who's not. I'm not concerned with it at all. Or am I worried about rather you or this one or that one is with the minister? It all will manifest itself as time progresses. As for me, I am Farrakhan. I will continue to live my life striving to do, not be like, do, not be like, do as I see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan doing. And that is all that he can to save as many of our people in North America that he could. That's my goal. Ain't nothing gonna shake my foundation. And if my foundation should get shook, I believe that Allah will back and lift me up. So I'm gonna be all right. See? I wanted to do this in the time that I did it, just to sit back and observe and listen to our people, how they respond to this situation, which really is not a situation. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. See, they banned the minister, but hell, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan been teaching for what, over 60 years, give or take? What about when there was no Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, none of that, right? Go back, check the record, do like I do. Go back into the old days and look at the soldier, the warrior, Louis Farrakhan, as he stood up in 1955 and soldiered for Mr. Muhammad, sacrificed all that he had to help his people, and he's still doing it, being disrespected by his own people, but he still loves black people. He has never sent any instructions for us to retaliate against anybody that had anything negative to say, bad to say, despite how disrespectful it was. He has never sent anything out but love. But love. See? He has warned our people. Say what you want. You're free to do that. But if you try us, the end results for you won't be good at all. I quote. So the minister has never sent instructions out for us to do any harm, because that's not his mission, to bring harm to our people, even though many of us or many of them hate him with a passion based on how they speak out of ignorance. And many of us battle with him, which is really a waste of time, if you ask me, from my humble opinion. Because that energy we can spend on our brother and sister that may be really considering stepping up and joining on to their own kind. We don't give a damn about Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg and his team. These are white people. They've been profiting off our pain for over 400 years. They are the masters of deception, the Jews. There's so much bigotry on Facebook. There's so much dangerous material on Facebook that they had the audacity to even try to say. The only reason why we put these people in, they are dangerous to who? Who are they dangerous to? Who are they bringing harm to? Who are they inciting to go out and do harm to people? All over America, black people are being assaulted and attacked by white supremacists who put their feelings out on Facebook and Instagram on a day-to-day basis, and you know it. And you know it. But you don't do a damn thing. But it's because, and I'm closing, when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan went to LA, that was it. You may not really see it right now. The magnitude and the impression and the love that LA showed the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam under the regional minister, Minister Tony Muhammad. I do apologize. He did receive his holy name. But the love that they receive in LA behind the support of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the entire Nation of Islam going out there to support our brother Nipsey Hussle. These white people do not want to see black people unite under any circumstances at all. Even the negative niggas are considering their thoughts. See? The negative ones, the ones that do all this mumbo jumbo talk, all this self-righteousness, the so-called conscious Negroes. They're even, considering their thoughts about the man of God, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because they can't even believe or understand how could this man still have such a profound effect on his people at his age, because they don't understand what they looking at and who they looking at. That's why they confused. See, the minister said, how do you know God if you never seen him? Oh, brother, are you saying Farrakhan is God? You goddamn right. The Jesus, the Christ, present in your midst. Because can't no one cast rods like Farrakhan cast rods all across America and the world to that effect. And the world, not just here in America. He casts his rods all over the world. And people come out in droves just to hear and touch the hem of his garment. Isn't that what the Bible said they did for Jesus? 2,000 years ago, a Jesus that was supposed to have been in Palestine, that was nowhere near Africa, a Jesus that went to a particular people that had nothing to do with the Africans, right? They want to touch the hem of Farrakhan's garments. Why? God is present. That's why. And that's why they attacking him viciously. But when they plan, Allah indeed is the best of planners. See? And as long as I breathe, and I know I'm not the only one, I'm not saying my love for the minister is greater than yours. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just sharing with you my love, because I know that there's many of our people that feel the same, if not greater than what I feel for the man on deck today. So therefore, I am Farrakhan. You will never be able to get rid of Louis Farrakhan. The seeds has already been sown. And we will teach what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has given us to teach, and to death do us part. So that means you're going to be abandoning the whole goddamn Facebook. And do you think that your little social media site will last through this? I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I can honestly say this is the end of Facebook. So you should be looking for the next up and coming social media site. We pray Allah that we, black people, the NFA is one hosted by the Nation of Islam, but we pray that we be the spearheads of the next social media site to rise. Facebook is over. It's done. It destroyed itself by challenging God when they attacked God's man. Now you may say I'm crazy, off the rocks, trying to do this. I don't give a damn what you say. I'm telling you what it is. And there's many times that we share things on this page that the minister came behind. Either it was Minister Farrakhan, Student Minister Ishmael, Minister Jeffrey Muhammad, or any one of those brothers that speaks out of Chicago came, or all across the nation, and shared the same energy and love that we sharing here on the Let Us Make Man program. We say our prayer, our sacrifice, our life, and our death is all for Islam. We are fighting for Islam, and we will surely win. Fight, O ye Muslims, fight for Islam. Fight, O ye Muslims, fight for Islam. And if you in the Nation of Islam, you know exactly what that's about. That's the fight song that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan blessed the Nation of Islam with in his beginning stages. Fear not. There's nobody worried about Facebook. If they don't boot us off after this, it won't be long. I thank Allah for all of the love that you have given us, our family. I thank Allah for the likes or whatever. If this should be the last time I'm on Facebook, and if not, we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep teaching what Minister Farrakhan teaching. Because if they consider him to be dangerous, then they got to consider me to be dangerous because I am Farrakhan. I'm not just talking, man. I'm striving to live this thing according to the way the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has lived it and is living it now, based on the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Under those creeds is where we stand. See? Those Jews of the ADL and the JDL know for a surety. They think that they can box with God, but their world is already done. They have to pay for what they have done and they're doing to the Palestinian people in the East, the Israelis. They stole that land. The minister said Hitler was a great man. That's what he said. And indeed, Hitler was a great man. See, they didn't like that. I don't give a damn. I'm not going to explain it. I'm not trying to explain it. I'm backing what our ministers say 1,000%. See, Judaism is a gutter religion. And they work out of the synagogue of Satan. It is what it is. Those are the facts. It's not something that we're making up. So if you call this hate teaching, as a matter of fact, if you charge the minister with hate teaching, then you have no other choice but to charge us here on the Let Us Make Man program with the same thing. I thank you for listening. I leave you as I came before you with the nation greeted words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum, Hotep, peace family. Once again, we thank you all. If we're not able to log in after this, Allahu Akbar. If you have every intentions of fasting for the month of Ramadan, may Allah bless you with much success. May Allah bless you with much success in your efforts to observe the fast of the month of Ramadan. My point earlier, and I repeat, we at war. And understand the prescriptions and what Allah prescribed for the believers when they were fasting during the month of Ramadan while at war. And if you think that we're not at war, then you ain't with Farrakhan. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.